There is one deck in Shadowverse that surpasses all others, and it is not Runecraft, and it is not Swordcraft. No, it is Roach Forestcraft. This deck with no legendaries, this budget deck, is the strongest deck in the game, but it is also the most difficult deck in the game to play. This is a hard deck to master, and that is why you don't see anyone play it on ladder. Everyone's playing Sword, everyone's playing Rune, no one wants to try this deck, but I, as a Forestcraft main, am finally stepping up, and I have done my best on ranks in an attempt to hit Diamond, and I have a few great games to show you guys today. But before we get into them, if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. We're growing so quickly, and it's just lovely to see all you guys embrace me and my YouTube journey. But anyway, let's see me suffer. So we are back once again on my endless quest to bring Swordcraft players to justice. Only this time I will be playing Roach Forestcraft. Yes, the game's single most complex deck, and you'd think I'd be a dab hand at this given that I'm a Forestcraft main, but no, I am but a Luddite. I am a simple novice. I've played quite a lot of the deck, but the issue that I have is I operate on a vibes only method of achieving lethal, in that I don't like the maths required to work out if I've killed someone. It confuses me, it scares me, I often run out of timer, so generally I just like look at the board and I think, do I think I can kill them here? And if I think I can, I just throw everything at them and hopefully I kill them. Or sometimes, you know, if I think they're going to win next turn, I have to win, so I'll just force myself to throw everything down, and hopefully I beat them. Yes, this is an issue. Yes, I need to improve at it, but I think if I play enough, I'll just get better at doing the arithmetic over time. For now, I'm pretty much intended to just keep playing by instinct. Yes, I do the odd bit of math, but when it gets too complicated with too many zero costs and carbuncle and that, I'm just gonna fucking see what sticks to the wall, really. I'm just gonna vomit all over the board and hoping that kills the other person, and I think that's a pretty solid approach. Or at least it'll have to be for now, because I'm a lazy sack of ADHD shit and I don't want to learn no combo damage formula. But yeah, you may have noticed me evolve my May to trade with his Luminous Commander or whatever it's called, and I feel like that was a good move because he does play the Zirconia immediately afterwards. It did feel like a strange play, but I was kind of limited on options, and I just hate having that little rush-giving minion kicking about because he can buff it with Zirconia and then it's just a menace. I just hate it. Destroy it at all costs. But yeah, luckily I've got multiple glades there that I'm using to sort his board out. I don't want to deal with Zirconia. They're not my friend. And if you look at my hand there, you can see I do have 2 copies of Bale. I've got loads of zero mana card generators there. And I have the Roach in hand, which is obviously very important. I've got the Godwood Staff to bounce it. I have the ingredients here. We have everything we need to make a lovely cake. Now, the only downside to all this is I am actually almost out of evolutions already. I've just had to use them all to keep on top of his board. And then Gildaria comes down, which is just a nightmare. I hate that card. It's another nemesis of mine. And I just had to use my last Evo to deal with that. It is what it is. It means that Carbuncle isn't going to be quite as effective as I'd like. I'm not going to be able to use them in that combo, and it's going to be harder in general to get a one-hit KO. It's going to be more important for me to ideally chip them down into a lower range so that I can combo them without the use of an Evo. And I know I didn't technically need to use the Evo to kill the Gildaria, but if I left the 2/2s on board, they would have knocked me to 12, and then I could have died to Albert, which I want no part of. So anyhow, I clear his shit, and he drops Amalia, and I am thinking, how the fuck do I get past this iron wall? And ultimately I decide that since I'm low on options, I'm going to have to use the Bales in my hand rather than save them all up for some crazy one-hit KO combo. I'm going to have to chip him down a bit. So I use the Bales to help with removal, and I just save myself a little tiny sliver of mana available at the end to drop down 1 of my 2 Roaches to get some chip damage in, because I still have Godwood Staff on the board, which means if I have 1 Roach in my hand, I can use Godwood to bounce it, and it's effectively 2. So that other Roach, he can go out there, he can hang out, he can just do Roach things without the pressure of being necessary for the final combo, and I'm chill with that. I knock down the enemy to 10 health, and now I'm thinking about the end game. But obviously, it's sadly never quite that simple, as another Amalia comes down and wipes my beautiful buffed board. Look at my giant Bales just taken to the slaughter. It's inhumane. But don't worry guys, revenge is on the cards, and looking at my hand, looking at the opponent, I think I need to make drastic moves here. And those drastic moves involve leaving that Amalia on the board. I cannot kill that Amalia in an efficient way. I just can't do it. And he still has a bunch of life left. I'm just going to throw down this Roach, get him as low as possible, bounce him back in my hand, and whatever may be will be. I'll just have to concoct some fashion to destroy this man on my next turn with the cards I already have available to me, because I'm not drawing Marble Godwood. But the bastard didn't make it easy for me, did he? Because he comes back with another full board of wards, and I'm looking at my hand in despair. I am like, I can't do this. But when you're running low on hope, you've just got to use what's available to you and just give it your best. And so, because I drew the May, because I had the carbuncles, because I knew I could bounce the May, I just thought, fuck it, what's the worst that can happen? Let's just go with it. And let's just keep using this May, keep bringing it back into my hand, and see if I can break this impenetrable wall and have enough mana left for the Roach to slap him for 4. And would you believe it? That's exactly what happened. We dismantled the Great Wall of China, and our Roach friend got the W. Let's fucking go. Off to a fantastic start. But that is just one nemesis down. There is still more to go. And of course, up next is Runecraft. You can't avoid them. They are like the plague. But you know what has the resiliency to survive the plague? Roaches. I don't know that with any facts, but roaches are pretty much invincible, aren't they? So I assume the roaches survived the plague. But yeah, roaches. And in this exact moment, following that last victory, I am Roach God, and I will bring down my judgment upon this Runecraft player. I mean, that's what I'd like to think I'm going to do. I am still the person that doesn't actually count my lethal. I just throw cards around and hope the opponent dies, so I'll probably win. My opening hand wasn't filling me with a lot of confidence though, for I have no fairy generators there. I have 2 bales, which is nice, but if there's nothing to die to lower the cost of the bales, then you're a bit shit out of luck, aren't you? I did luckily draw the 2/2 fairy generator, which gave me a semblance of a turn 4 play, but it's still not looking too great. But we just have to keep our chins up in the face of adversity and do the best with what we've got. And I'm thinking, because I've had such a sloppy start, that the best way for me to win this is probably to go for the good old-fashioned one-hit KO. I don't know how feasible that'll be, but rather than trying to chip away, Runecraft heal, etc, etc, just save up all my shit and hit them all at once for the clean kill. That was the plan. But I mean, at the same time, I'm literally playing Glade by itself without its evolve effect just for the card draw, because I'm that desperate for options. Luckily, it did pay off, however, as I drew a Roach. There's nothing worse than when you don't draw a Roach and you just end up getting slowly suffocated to death, but we have it. We have the combo piece. We can make this happen. In fact, I have 2 Roaches. I have a duo. I have a surplus of Roaches. We've got so many fucking Roaches. It's great. And it seems like my luck is turned around. I have all 3 bales. I have a carbuncle. I have 2 Roaches. It's lovely. There is a mild bit of adversity. We do have an Anagria coming in there to be a bit of a dickhead, as Runecraft players love to do. But we can deal with this. This is something that can be handled. I've got a 0 mana card there for the combo. Life is good at the moment. And would you just look at that? Once a poor roachless miser, I now have a 3rd Roach. I have an entire clan of Roach. The entire family is out here to support me in my endeavours against the Rune Witch. What a fantastic time to be a Roach enthusiast. You know, it's just so nice when we can get everyone together for a nice meal. And in this particular instance, the meal will be Daria's flesh. I want these Roach to eat Daria alive. And I'm beginning to realise that this could become a reality very soon, as I drop a couple more cards just to lower Bale's mana cost into that lovely 0-1 zone and sit devilishly twirling my moustache and imagining their demise. And by that I mean panicking, as I don't know what to do with all these cards in my hand. Like, I don't know the exact order. I know I've got to do some shits. I've got to juggle some stuff. Carbuncle's going to be involved. There's going to be Roaches flying around. I don't know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I'm kind of panicking, actually. And it may look smooth to you, but let it be known that this is a replay. You cannot see how long I spend while the timer ticks down as I realise I need to do something now or I'm going to lose. Like, the panic that sets in is unbelievable. But I fucking powered through. I grit my teeth. And I bloody played those cards in the only order that I knew how. And well, would you look at that? The payoff was huge. Exactly 20 damage, the maximum possible HP total for an opponent. It gets slapped off Daria's shoulders. And I say, Auf Wiedersehen, or whatever the fuck the German people say to you, Daria. I'm so sorry to any German people that are listening to that. That pronunciation was on another level. That is bad. But celebrations put temporarily aside, I have one more treat for you all. For in this showdown, we will be against Abysscraft. And from minute one, I was terrified because on turn one, he plays a 1-drop. And I don't know this for certain about Abysscraft, but whenever I see a 1-drop on turn one, I think this is aggro Abyss. And that just makes me panic. I'm like, I need to kill this man fast, whilst also simultaneously stop him from killing me in like 5 turns. It's just stressful. And I don't have a Roach in my hand, which is literally the only way I have to fight back. So I just have to survive until I get a Roach. And that can be tricky against aggressive Abyss decks. Luckily, despite having the 1-drop, he didn't have the fastest start. I'm still on 19 HP, so I decided to throw down the Godwood so I can try and draw faster and just get a chance of drawing the Roach, because without the Roach, I am cooked. He just continues to throw the kitchen sink at me. He is just blasting me in the ass for as much damage as he possibly can. And I continue to just be completely reactive, keep playing cards, make sure I get 3 down a turn so I can draw extra, and I pray. I pray for the love of everything good and holy in this world. But this is where I get confused and where I think I might actually have a chance here, because on his next turn, he plays Sharon, which I'm pretty sure is a mid-range, more control-y card. Like, I'm pretty sure that doesn't make it into the aggressive lists. So that's good. And I draw Glade, which is also good, which draws me a Roach, which is even better. Suddenly, things ain't looking quite too bad. He does throw a little bit of spam in the work with Aragavi, however. I had exactly 7 health on the board, which is always irritating, but he does manage to clear that, and he chooses to evolve it to get even more damage in. So I have no idea what his game plan is. He is playing fast, he's playing slow, he's just playing. Let's be real, like, that is what he is doing. He is playing Shadowverse, and I am on the other end of it. But I realise, in doing so, he is getting low. He does not have that much health. And so I think, fuck it. Let's just play the fucking Roach. Let's just put the Roach down, use the Godwood, and bounce it back into my hand. Yes, that tells him that I have lethal available. Yes, I won't be able to draw more cards, but I reckon I can do this. And the moment that he responds with an Undead Soldier, I knew. I was giving myself pats on the back. He had used all his mana on a card that can do nothing to stop me. He ain't got shit. So, thank you, sir. Thank you for putting me through all that stress, only to capitulate to the Roach God. Take this damage. Please never look me in the face again. I don't want to see it. It's back to the Abyss with you. I mean, I'm saying that, but as you can see, there's a few formalities. I had to do a bit of the juggly, dickery, pokery, and you know all the stuff. But the Roach comes down, and his death sentence is signed, and that's the main thing. And so I say goodbye to you, mysterious Abysscraft player. I admire your attempt to play what was or was not an aggro deck. It was great. I'm sorry it didn't work out for you. And that's me. That's my grand Roach adventures over for now. Who knows if this deck will be as powerful in a week's time when the new set launches. I could not tell you. But what I can tell you is that I've had a lovely time recording this video. I hope you've had a lovely time watching it. And I hope to see you again in the very near future. And with that, I bid you farewell, good night, and God bless.